Hey all, welcome back to another episode of Car Topics Explained. It's been a while since I last did one of these because, well, they no longer perform quite so well. If you think I should bring the series back, then hit the like button, do loads of comments, and let's beat the algorithm. So anyways, for episode 49 of Car Topics Explained, we shall be talking about the process of buying genuine factory race car parts from manufacturers. For instance, why can't I go to Ferrari, buy a 488 GTB, and then order a GT3 exterior package rather than the challenge car kit? Why can't I purchase the official Huracan Super Trofeo exterior package and put it on my street Huracan? Short answer, the manufacturer usually doesn't want you to. Long answer, it depends on the parts and the manufacturer. To make discussing this fun, we will be covering vehicles built and owned by YouTubers that have been converted into race car replicas, or homage cars. So let's begin with people that have succeeded with equipping race car parts onto their street cars. First off, there's Pterodactyl Tactics, whose twin-turbo Lamborghini Huracan is sporting the highly aggressive Super Trofeo body kit, which is very hard to do for two reasons. The Super Trofeo exterior package, along with the other Super Trofeo parts, are usually unavailable unless if you can prove you own a Super Trofeo chassis. Secondly, the Super Trofeo chassis is different from the street car chassis, so modification to the body kit or road car is necessary for the parts to be mounted properly. TJ Hunt built a 458 challenge car out of a street car, which from my understanding is a lot easier to do than trying to equip a 458 with GT3 parts. The requirements to buy a 458 challenge car or even a 488 challenge car from Ferrari seems to be the same as buying an Italia or a GTB. You just need the money. I believe the chassis of the challenge cars are the same as or very similar to the street cars, so mounting the challenge parts onto the street chassis should be easier than the GT3 parts, in theory. Hey guys, I just had to pause the video mid-editing because I just realized that TJ's car is covered in GT3 parts. So hats off to TJ because that is incredible and insane. And I just wanted to correct myself and make sure that people know that I'm not a total idiot and don't blast me in the comments. All right, moving on. Of course, you can get around the hassle of trying to be a race team or finding and buying a race car chassis by buying race car parts from an existing team secondhand. A recent potential example of this is Amelia Hartford, who has openly shared that she is interested in buying a basically naked Huracan Super Trofeo chassis to rebuild and use as a practice car. In her case, she can buy the parts she needs directly from Lamborghini if she does this because she would not only have a chassis code to provide as proof of ownership, but she also is able to work with a team qualified in working on such a high maintenance and complicated race car. So the team would actually even be able to order the parts for her if she wasn't able to for some strange reason. Fingers crossed that she does this because not only would she have a supercar, but a practice car too. Two birds, one stone. Daily Driven Exotics also had to find a workaround for their 488 Tire Slayer Reborn build. For example, because the car would be so much wider with the use of a Liberty Walk body kit, a challenge wing would look too short on the car in terms of width. So, they bought a 488 GT3 wing, which is much wider. They got it secondhand from an actual racing team. And it also doesn't just mount up to the streetcar chassis. Modification is required as I understand it. It was also very expensive. Genuine factory race car parts are the best parts you can get for a car. This is due to the research and development that goes into them, the design, and the expensive materials used to make them. I'll use my car as an example because I can give specific prices. My car is an E46 M3. If I wanted to, I could get the headers used on the racing versions of the GT2 cars and put them on my car. But there's a catch. Each header costs 10 grand each because the complex bends are at multiple axes and they're made of Inconel, which is superior to stainless steel and titanium. 20 grand for just headers. If I wanted to order the official GT2 or GTR exterior package straight from BMW, it would be several dozen pieces of very high quality carbon fiber and would cost over $70,000. Racing transmissions from X-Track can cost as much as a new BMW M3. I can go on and on. I'm sure you get the picture. This is why I'm using a mix of genuine BMW Motorsport parts and aftermarket ones on my car, because it's way more economical. Also, that's probably why Daily Driven Exotics may have decided to not get the full GT3 body kit for their 488, because that could be way more expensive than a Liberty Walk body kit. And it still looks fantastic. So let's recap. It's very hard to buy race car parts and equip them on street cars because, for one, they're often made for a racing chassis that is very different to the street car chassis, which may warrant extensive modifications to your car and the parts just to mount them properly. Secondly, you might have to prove you own a race car chassis by providing the manufacturer with a chassis number and documentation of ownership. And if you can't do that, you'll probably have to ask a race team to order the parts for you or buy them from the team secondhand. Third, it can be insanely expensive. Insanely expensive. Race cars usually cost hundreds of thousands of dollars just in parts. It's supercar money, and it's not always a car that might look like a supercar. When you've got like the BMW M8 GTE, that could be a several $100,000 race car straight from BMW. It probably costs more than $500,000. That's like Lamborghini Aventador money, supercar money. Anyways, do you know of any other YouTubers building race car replicas? Where are they getting their parts? What cars are they building? Anyways, thank you all so much for joining me in this short episode. If you'd like to see more episodes, let me know. I was thinking about covering the M3 CSL if this video does well. If you're new to the channel and like what you have seen so far, then be sure to subscribe because you'll like what I've got planned. And if you want to help speed up the M3 GTR race car replica project, then become a member and get access to tons of extra content. Take it easy, everyone. Bye-bye.